Hey.
It's been a while,
Yeah.
like a few weeks while.
Yeah. Long
Like,
enough that I feel like it's every other week, but it's probably been longer. And so
like
people
it's
ask.
people have been asking. Like people, we've actually had a few people that are like, "Are you still doing this
Yeah.
thing, the podcast?" So you know, it's been a while when it's been that.
Yeah. So it's one of those seasons.
It's a season, and it's actually been, uh, for us, an incredibly challenging season, and so we figured we might want to talk about that. Like,
Yeah.
how are we navigating? So I can tell you without question that the last year has been one of the most challenging years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know us, in the last even 9 months, 10 months, lost a dear friend of mine to cancer.
Coworker, even, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like all rolled into one.
Yeah. And somebody who was like strong faith partner with me and all of that. And then in February, my dad passed away unexpectedly. My entire family
Had its issues.
has just exploded, and trying to figure out and navigate that.
Then I had a coworker friend pass
Mm-hmm.
in, what did I know? It's September.
Not even that long, like August.
August.
In August. Very sweet woman.
Yeah.
And then
back to school, like
back
the
to
craziness
school
with
and
starting work and
and
senior year and
senior year of Evan, and like that's exciting stuff. And so there's been some high highs, but also some low lows. And then just a couple weeks ago, we learned that our son's partner, that he had been with for like a year and a half, also passed away.
Yeah, and then
It's been tough.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of grief, but it's also like with all these extra things that are mentally taxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's relationship wise. It's been at times. Sometimes it's tough to juggle.
So,
You know, a marriage, a friendship.
I think sometimes it's hard
all
to
of those
like
pieces. It's been a taxing season.
It's a taxing season, and I think that sometimes when it's like you're both taxed, you're both stressed, you're both with an empty cup, that can be hard to navigate in your marriage. Like, how do you, when you're both going through, because the thing is that like I can say like, yes, I've had a lot of loss in the last year, but those are also your losses, you know, like as people who have been together for 20 years, we it's the same circle. So
Family's
it's not
family.
like, yeah,
my
it's
friends
family,
are your
family.
friends, and
you're gonna feel it too. And so there's gonna be those times in marriage in which both of us feel insanely depleted, and then it's tempting to start turning on each other because you're like, well, my cup's empty and I need you to fill my cup, and you're like, but I don't have anything to fill it with.
Yeah, and that's,
you know,
and that's where we've been.
And that's kind of where we've been. And so it's been a couple of weeks of just like figuring not only life out, but figuring like us out again.
Yeah, that's going through the process of grief. How do we support each other, but also how do we refill our buckets?
Yeah. And so I think like, what advice, if somebody was going through something similar now that we're like going through this, and like I am not going to say that we're done. Like we're, like we're still in the throes of things.
For sure, yeah.
So I don't think that this season is quite over with us yet, but if you were to know somebody in the same situation, they've gone through a lot of loss in their life, and they're like, they want to like do the right thing with their spouse, or, you know, like make sure that they're staying true to their relationship. What advice at this point would you have for them?
There's a couple things. Like, I think for me, some things that have been helpful is like exercise, or like a physical goal. I guess that would be like, we did the MLK 15K like run in Portland, and that was like, it was a chance just to zone out when we run. It also gave us something to look forward to, physical exertion.
So you think like physical together?
Yeah, I think both. I think I think I struggled with that too, with the together and separate. But yeah. I think so. I think because it just lets you clear your mind. Like, how many times did I run where just like, you know, you just fuel your run with whatever, like, with whether it's with anger or sad, you just go through the emotions, and then just kind of like, you lose yourself in that. So I think that was something I used that was helpful. I know we both plugged into like counseling again.
Yep.
So it's,
mental health is like one of the best investments you can make.
And so it's like a third person.
I know for myself, by like June, I was like, oh man, I need to just do some work on that old mental health.
Yeah. And just somebody to listen, someone to even just listen to you talk and
not judge.
Or it's not,
or not even,
they're not part of the equation. They're there to just listen and help.
Yeah.
I guess, and not.
They're not invested one way or the other.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I think that was another positive. Something that I think I'm just thinking of right now is like, we've done so many amazing things on the sides, like whether it's like a trip here or doing fun things, like when we painted our shoes, or like a staycation, or just little things. It's
like reconnecting through
reconnecting like that. But for me, I think something that would have probably helped, I mean, those are helpful things, is to just do important fun things too, but also like be in that moment. And so try to like focus on just that person in that moment. Yeah. And so it's probably something we could have done better. I know I could have, for sure, and not, you know, worried about our kids or worried about the future so much. And so I think looking back on it, it's easy to say like I could have done better on that, but I think if you're planning something, plan to like put the phone away and just build a good memory in the middle of all that turmoil that could be going on. What about you?
You know, I think for me, it's like I come back to, I don't even know who it was anymore. Like, there's some not stupid. There's like it really isn't. There's like a reel or something that goes around, and like I forget which actor it is. It's like, I don't remember. But he was talking about finding somebody who will remind you of your best when you're at your worst. I don't know. Like, it's just like, find your partner, find somebody like who will remind you the best parts of yourself when you're feeling at your worst. And I think that, combined with like heaps amount of grace for each other and the willingness to reset as many times as possible in our own relationship, right? So like kind of coming back to that, like, yeah, I think those anchors are really helpful, and like the positive notes, but like when you hit that point of frustration with each other, it's that like recognizing in each other that this isn't your highest point, and that that's okay, and that I'm still going to choose to see you.
Yeah. I think like,
you know,
and we've had those opportunities and those moments where it's like, it's heated, it's becoming a lot, and of like timeout is needed just to like decompress, gather our thoughts, and then instead of coming back for round two, that's what you said. It's like, hey, let's reset.
We both do a lot better with conflict in our marriage when we've had a minute to think about it and to be able to like come to it calmly instead of elevated, for sure. So I think, remembering that like your spouse is human, remembering that while they are driving you crazy, sometimes you're driving them crazy sometimes. Remembering that this is a season and not, like when stinky seasons happen, like this is just a season. I mean, when good seasons happen, right? Like all seasons, but, coming back to that, like at the end of this, how do I want my life to look? How do I want us to look? How do I want, like, do I want, everything else in the world is going up in flames, so to say. And so, like, do I want to light one more thing on fire, or do I want to, do I want to maintain and build something that's stronger as a result?
Yeah, and I think
that's fortified.
Yeah, with the and I think that's true with learning in general.
Yeah.
Or relationships, is that like the tough things do make you stronger.
Yeah.
A little grit and just the opportunity to fail sometimes, and then you know what not to do, or.
Yeah. I mean, I also think like letting other people in and like leaning on community. We've talked a lot about like it's so nice when you find people in your life that you can go to about all of these things. Like sometimes I know that like it's unrealistic to put all of my needs all on you, right? Like that's like you're human. Mm-hmm. And so like there's, I need to like lean into God because God is not human. And so that's the number one, but also lean into this community that is around us. And I will say one of the last 2 weekends, we usually do like a long run on Sunday together, which speaking of that, like that is amazing to like find some kind of cool endurance activity to do together, because like it is very like mind clearing. But I will say like during our long runs this week and last week, despite everything going crazy, I remember like I have had a distinct moment where I feel grateful.
Yeah.
And it's like because of the people around us, because of the community around us. Like we were in church last weekend and just feeling seen. Like I haven't told a whole lot of people about this most recent loss. It's been trying to navigate that and also respect different parts. It's been tough. But so I haven't said a whole lot. And we were sitting in church, and these people that we've gone to church with forever, but we also don't, like, it's not, like, it's just, like, we know them, but we
don't do a whole lot together.
But, so they sat behind us, and one of them leaned forward, it's a husband and wife, the wife leans forward and says, hey, can I pray for you after church today? And it was just this, like, moment of, like, somebody sees me. Mm-hmm. Somebody sees that I'm in need, and so I said, of course, and she did, and then it's been like a whole, like I got to work the other day, and somebody had put flowers on my desk. I actually thought it was Tyler. It wasn't. It wasn't Tyler.
Made me feel good.
But I got to work, and there was a coffee. I was like, look at what you did, and he was like, nope. I also tried to blame it on one of my coworkers, and she was like, promise it wasn't me. So if you gave me flowers and coffee this week, thank you. Like, you actually did lift my spirit. Like, I came in that day feeling like seen, like somebody else saw me and knows what it's been like, how challenging it is. I think as a parent, like one of the most challenging things, just as a side note, is when you're dealing with your own grief and also trying to help your kids.
Yeah, it's like, what can I do to solve our kids' problem?
And you can't. Like, it's a helpless position to be like, my kid is so sad, and there's nothing I can do to take the sad away or to take this away from him. And also, I'm so sad because I also lost somebody, but I don't want to, it's just such a exhausting and weird space. But yeah, just like those little things in my community. I have my teaching partner who's wonderful and has reached out and like supported me. I have a student teacher this year who has stepped up and been amazing. Like, community around us, and I'm so thankful for like the people. I've had a lot of people reach out in the last week and just text and say, how you doing?
Right. You got some, like, even just kind, uplifting messages.
From parents.
Parents,
Yeah, that's true. I did get that this week. And so, I think leaning into that as much as you can. And like, I'm very, very much more introverted than you are, like in terms of like, like I love my alone time.
Yeah.
But I also have learned especially the last year, is that when somebody reaches out and says, hey, do you want to grab coffee? Say yes. Mm-hmm. As often as you can, because building that community is just invaluable. So I would say that that's another piece of advice is like, find those people in your life.
Or allow yourself just to be open.
Yeah.
For people to approach you. Yeah. I guess, like, I don't know. I think for men it's a little different.
Yeah, I think it definitely can be in our culture, for sure.
You just kind of, I know I do. I just like compartmentalize everything and just put it in a little neat little area.
But at the same time, then it takes its toll, because there was a point like a week ago that I was like, how are you not like devastated? Like I was just feeling so low after this recent loss, and like just one of the lower points in the last week. And I remember like I was like, how are you not there? And you were like, well, I think that like it's easier for you to compartmentalize and cope that way, instead of like me, where it like affects everything.
I don't know, and there's pros and cons to that. I get that for sure. So
yeah, I'm not saying it's just different. And I think that also we can lean into each other's strengths in that way too. Like,
and there was lessons. That's what I was gonna say. There's things I learned from almost suppressing, those feelings, or those just just how to like go through the grief process or that. And I think it felt better discussing it.
Yeah.
To a point. I think at some point though, I still wanted to just change the subject and do something else and think of something else.
Yeah, that's normal.
But it's also good to go through the process.
Yeah. Well, and it's good to have like, when we were actually towards the end of our long run this week, I turned to you and I was like, hey, can you just like continue to teach me more about like man grief? Because like I want to, like, even with helping our own boys, like, I want to make sure that I'm doing that well, instead of like just assuming, it's just not everybody's going to grieve the same. So.
No, even our boys will do it different.
For sure.
But.
And we all, like everybody, that's the hard part, I guess. That's one of the hard parts with grief, is that everybody is so different in their grief, and you can't just assume that anybody's going to grieve like you do, like it's just, I've learned that a lot in the last year. So.
Yeah. And it's still like, I want to grieve. I just also, I guess I can't stop moving forward with other things too.
Yeah.
And that's the balance.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like stop the presses and cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just live in that moment for a second.
Yeah, I just like sit in it and feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where we've been. That's
why we've been absent.
The disruption in our weeks.
Sorry, not sorry, because we took time that we needed for us, but it's good to also talk to you guys and let you in on what's been going on.
Yeah.
As an aside, we've also been in this time listening to a lot of things, podcasts and such.
Yeah, I didn't even realize
to find different things and avenues to plug into.
Yeah.
And learn from.
And I didn't realize. Well, I kind of had an idea, but it's one of those things that you're just like, podcasts. A lot of people listen to it. Like everybody listens to podcasts or things, and I'm like, it's not my thing.
I have so many podcasts
I don't listen to them, and then I just came to this realization, like every single celebrity, every single musician,
because you have a podcast you've been listening to.
Yeah, and then everybody has one, and you're like,
and every guest
has their own. And you're like, what? I'm like listening to one podcast in my life.
And what's funny is that he said that. He was like, you came home the other day and you were like, I feel like every single guest. And I was like, yeah, did you know? And then there's like a couple of our friends that just started a podcast.
Yeah, there's like everybody. I was like, wow, everybody does a podcast thing. So thank you for watching ours or listening.
Yeah, like we really do appreciate you guys and love the community here that's been building. And I love that the people who have been listening, like those who have joined early on, especially, like come from so many different like we have people that we went to college with or high school with or whatever, family, all the way family, and then we also have like people that are new and people that we work with and people that
and maybe people we've never met yet.
Could be. Yeah. So we appreciate it wherever it is you're coming from and listening to us.
Yeah.
So
thanks for your time.
There's a lot of voices out there. Thank you for continuing to listen to ours.
Yeah. So, we'll hope to see you soon.
We're going to get back on track, I promise.
Yeah. We'll get our rhythm.
We'll get there. In the meantime, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.